Week 11 is here. Guys, welcome into the stream, and hopefully you got some football on your screen. We're at halftime right now. Dolphins, Commanders, 6-6. Pretty low scoring thus far, which has been kind of on point for all these Europe games. It is the final Europe game of the NFL season, but we have an action-packed Sunday ahead of us. NFL, NBA, NHL, a little bit of college hoops too. So let's kind of just jump right into it. We're going to get into DFS first, and then we'll kind of get into everything else. So let's kind of get into it. We hit the halfway point of November. Would love to hear from you guys in terms of just how it's going. And, how's it going for you guys thus far halfway through November? I'll be sharing my numbers here in just a little bit for any of you guys that are curious. Obviously, I showed a screenshot. It's been right before an X. When I posted, it's been going very well. But just kind of give you a little peel back the curtain, let you look at a little bit more of what's going on. So let's see what we have. We're looking at PrizePicks. We're looking at underdog, better. Fun fact, guys, I just realized today I'm actually out of money. Currently on my DraftKings account. So any pick six entries, I'll just share with you guys. I can't share the link, but I can at least tell you, what's going on. I didn't realize that I have all my money tied up right now in DraftKings. I don't have any more money right now, and it's just too late in the stream to make a deposit. So let's see. Trey Harris. Somebody really wants this under 1.5 catches at minus 120 odds. So we'll start with PrizePicks, because that's where we're seeing it right now. So let's go Trey Harris. And then what else can we get over here? I'm okay with grabbing this guy's on a 3-pick entry, by the way. For any of you, I'm putting this on a 3-pick slip, no insurance. Can't do Keaton Mitchell. What about Rodgers under on his rushing attempts? Yeah, I don't mind that. Someone wants this for minus 119 odds. I'm okay with taking this up to minus 122. Again, I'm willing to have some flexibility when it comes to these, to like the sharp money tool. So we're looking at his rushing attempts. Okay. And then Barbashev plays for Vegas. Somebody wants this at minus 121. His under 1.5 shots on goal, which I can definitely get behind as well. So, all right, I'm going to share this with you guys. Remember, it's a 3-pick entry. That's what I really prefer to play. Is that Ricky Martin on my screen right now? Dang. Ricky Martin still got it. Dude, looks like he's like 26 years old. Looks incredible. 25. All right, here we go. So we're going to throw a 3-pick entry on here. No insurance. I'll share this link with you guys, courtesy of the Sharp Money tool. Let's drop this in here. Ken, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. All right, so there's the 3-pick entry. There we go. Do we have is anything else popping off on PrizePicks? A little too low for me in terms of going after Sabonis. Prefer plays that are at least over $1,000. I mean, this isn't terrible, but we can look at the rest of the market right now. It's minus 117 on DraftKings. I don't know how I feel about that. This play a bit better. Bookmakers at 142. FanDuel's at 128. We can get Herb Jones under on his points. But we'll have to see. This is going to be something we can come back to a little bit later. Keaton Mitchell, somebody wants this at minus 117. If I was rocking a 3-pick slip on underdog, it would be minus 122. So, let's see what else we have going on. Marcus Johansson, somebody wants this at minus 117. Minus 122 is okay. Pinnacle's at minus 129, which I like that a little bit more. Okay. That one's not bad. So Johansson under 1.5 shots on goal. Back looking at this Vegas Golden Knights Minnesota game. Yeah, you could also add Barbashev if you wanted to from the same game. Let's look at Castle. This is a little low for my liking. Yeah, it's too low. I just not enough from the Sharp Money tool for underdog to really get excited about a certain play. If I pop open the optimizer, let's see if we see anything differently. Dyson Daniels. It's good to Pinnacle. It's not all that. It's not very good to FanDuel. I don't mess around with fantasy scores, so let's get rid of that. What's going on, Rick? MP, good morning to you guys. Appreciate, by the way, for any of you OGs, DGens that don't know, I did post a poll over on YouTube asking your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm always very sensitive to, you guys are paying, especially, for everyone here. The first 4 guys that commented, Ken, MP, Rick, and Irish, you guys all go above and beyond to support me. And I want to make sure that you feel like you're receiving value for your money, that you're receiving a premium service. So that's why I kind of posed that question. So I know a lot of you guys, I think everyone in here that's at least commenting in the chat, in the stream right now has answered and commented, and I appreciate that a lot. But for those of you that are OGs, DGens, make sure you go over to my YouTube page under the memberships. There's a poll, and you guys can go ahead and answer to see. I just want to get your thoughts and your take on it, and I heavily listen to what you guys say. Your opinions mean a lot. Another one here. 49ers Faithful, what's going on, man? Morning to you. Yeah, I don't really like what I'm seeing over here on Underdog. We're just going to move on to better. By the way, if you guys tailed the 3-pick SGA slip from better yesterday, we just need Justin Herbert to hit, and we'll cash. We hit the under on Shepard's points. We hit the over on the boost on the discounted SGA, and now we have Herbert. We just need under on his passing attempts. For all my Dub Club users, you know that we actually have money on this game, this NFL game. We have the Dolphins at -2.5. So tie game, I don't mind the -2.5. It's a lot better than -3.5. So we'll see what happens coming up. Better 3-man slips. Again, Pinnacle does have some lines early on here for like Dallas and the Trailblazers, which is nice to see for player props. Also, for all my Dub Club users, I did just drop the card. I don't know if we're going to be getting the NBA player props. I'll try to get some NBA player props out there, but I do like all the plays that I gave out. I'm very, very excited about all of them. Not just pumping them up. I definitely, with a huge slate of games, I can really pick, what I'm looking for, and there's a lot to like out there. Aaron Rodgers under on his passing yards, under 240. This is on better. I can get behind that with Rodgers. And this is saying a lot coming from a guy who's got a Steelers emblem on his chest. So we're looking at his under 240 passing yards. Cool. Okay, what about Io Manor under 3? Dyson Daniels under on his assists. I like that. So Daniels for the Hawks. As we get a 1st and 10. Commanders got good field position up almost at the 41-yard line. I do kind of like, though, the Sunday morning live streams when I have a game up on the TV. It's really nice. Looks like they picked up about 5 or 6 there, so it's going to be second and mid. Under 5.5 assists. Okay, so we got Rodgers under, Daniels under, fading dudes. What else do we have? This isn't bad for Joel Eriksson for the points to get over. -138 on Pinnacle. That's probably the one I'm going to go after. Yeah, 2nd and 4, and we're going for the over on points on Eriksson. Okay. So, again, this isn't a perfect play or anything. We're going to take this as a perfect play, no insurance, and I will throw this in there, and then I will share this with you guys. Commanders, 2 plays to start the second half are already across midfield. All right, let me drop this link. Saints fan, good morning to you, my friend. What's going on, Mike? How are you, man? Good morning to you and the crew. Do I think the Steelers play well today? They should. It's difficult, in my opinion, for a division opponent to win both matchups in a regular season. So I do expect the Steelers to win today. They are at home. If they don't win today, then all the positive mojo that they had going into starting 5-2 or whatever, it's just down the shitter. Or whatever. They got a strong start to the season. It's still a long season. We're at the halfway point, but yeah, I do expect them to win. Okay, Flacco over passing attempts here on pick 6. I like that a lot. You can see FanDuel and DraftKings both at 39.5. A lot of books are 39.5. When MGM's at -135, MGM's such a soft book. Get that. Gafford, no FanDuel. Pinnacle has an opinion at 17.5, so I would be probably okay grabbing this under 19.5. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and short at the 32. At the Dolphins 32. Commanders are driving to start this second half. And then Castle. Yeah, this over 32.5. I'm totally fine with this. I'm also okay with Cooper Flag. I'm really okay with these first 4 plays. No problem with these first 4 plays. Again, guys, if you didn't hear in the beginning, I ran out of money on DraftKings. All my money's tied up, so I gotta wait. I can't share any links. So I'm just gonna chill here for a minute so you guys can kind of copy these if you want it. Obviously, though, it's got to be what? I would be Gafford, Flag, and Castle, because then we can't do. We have to do the same sport for DraftKings. So take all the NBA plays. Big run there as they get down to the 20. Who's that? Chris Rodriguez. Okay. Appreciate it, man. Ken, my DF record? Do you mean my DFS record, or what do you mean by DF record? If you can expand. Yeah, 49. You're going to the game, 49ers. That's gonna be awesome, man. Should be. I don't know. It's kind of sneaky. I think it's sneaky. I think the Cardinals could pop. I know Purdy should be back playing this week. Cardinals, though, I don't know. I'm feeling about them. Yeah, bunch of boosted picks, and Debo's going to house this one. He's down at the all I have to do is go on the live stream and say, hey, I got the Dolphins -2.5, and then Debo on the opening drive. The last 2 drives for the Commanders, as soon as I've turned the game on, they've just had really good drives. And Mariota leads them down the field. He might be short. Let me see this replay really quick. No, he's in. Yeah, Purdy and Pearsall's back. That's definitely good. It should be a very good game. What's going on, Daniel? Glad that you're a part of it. Glad to have you. Let's take a look at Dabble. For any of my Dabble users, 3 picks. Let's look at some. All right, well, if I clear out the data points, a little different here. Flacco under on passing yards. I don't know if I really like the under on the passing yards there. I think he's going to sling the ball a lot. They're going to throw it a ton, and the Steelers are really more of a pass funnel defense. They want to stop the run and make you throw the ball, but they're just not very good defending the pass. They're one of the worst in the league. So I don't know if I like that under, but it is a good play compared to where like Pinnacle's line's at. Klingon, I like the Klingon play over on his rebounds, and early on, at least Pinnacle has a line on Wendell Carter, which is fine. Finally got back in the green yesterday for Dub Club. 2.25 units that we made yesterday. So it was a strong day, especially for college football, college basketball. We did very well. So it was sound through and through. All right, let's go back over to the Sharp Money tool, and let's dive into some player props. We're just going to select NHL, NBA, and NFL right now, and we are just going to go through and see what we have. First, I guess, let's look at the player props. And let's look at NBA, NFL. We got that one selected. Yep. And then the NHL. And then let's go to all the books, and let's see what we have cooking for today. MP, it's on NFL Network. NFL Network for sure. Do I think Caesars mimics FanDuel's odds, Rick? No, I don't think so. Caesars they've always done this. Their book has always been kind of weird. They always have for like NBA props, NFL props, even MLB. They have some of their odds are kind of end weird, like +109 or -137. I see this all the time with them. It's so crazy. I don't think that they mimic their odds. I know that Onyx now is back mimicking FanDuel's odds. I do think they set their own odds, but just because sometimes they have some really weird numbers in terms of their odds when you bet it. Passed up on the Debo on the TD settings. It was the first play. Yeah, just bet it, Irish. Just bet it, man. If you see it, it's good. Don't second guess it. I mean, trust me, there's plenty of times where there's plays that I've bet that I don't like, and then I'm like, well, and then it works out. Oh, let me set my odds range. I do apologize here, guys. Let me get this to let's go -150 to like a +140. We'll tighten it up just a little bit for player props. All right, the Muth, under 2.5. So here's the only thing that I don't like about this play. Cincinnati is the worst team in the league defending the tight end position. Their defense sucks. And the last time these two teams played, Jonnu Smith, Freiermuth, and Darnell Washington all scored touchdowns. So from a sharp money perspective, somebody wants this at plus 103, plus 105. Now it's plus odds. So the under 2.5 on Camby, it's hard to ignore this, that two people have over $5,000 that they want on this play. And guys, I do have a hard commitment at 10 or at noon Eastern. So I got to make a hard stop at noon. Got invited over to some friends. Going to have a nice little Sunday brunch football. So we got food I'm bringing over. I got the whole thing. I got to get ready for that. So I do have a hard stop at 12. So this is fine from the sharp money tool. You know, just knowing a little bit extra about ball. Ooh, nice big play to Jalen Waddle. Let's go, Jalen. Let's go, boy. Inside the 35, down to about the 34. Big first play for the Dolphins. Not that I have any money on it. Chase Brown, under 3.5 catches. Okay, again, somebody wants this for like $4,500 at plus 110. You can get that at ESPN. It looks good at Bookmaker and FanDuel. So this is one of those, like, we're betting. Now, Pinnacle's at minus 107. We can also take a look at the line movement here. Line history, guys. The sharp money tool will let you see within all of this. You can see Pinnacle's moved down just a touch. They were at minus 102. They moved 5 cents. Junior, any recommended filters? Well, I don't know if you mean the actual recommended filters. I don't know if that's what you mean, but I do share quite a bit of filters. We're on the sharp money tool right now, Junior, but I'll definitely share that with you. Let me make sure I'm just catching up with everybody on there. Yep, there you go. Yeah, NFL Network. No problem, Rick. Yeah, it's not a bad question to ask. I don't think so. So this is, again, guys, this is probably where, like, my bias and knowing what I think that I know about football, I should just don't worry about that, because I think the Bengals are going to run the ball through the air today, and I feel like that. But let's grab some Chase Brown. I don't mind that. I'll go over to Bookmaker. Again, on these types of plays, guys, these are great plays. I think everyone in this chat is faced with this. Maybe you're being recommended to bet a play on the tool, and it's against your favorite team, or it's against someone that you really watch a lot of, of. And I'm like, man, like, dude, how can, like, I bet the under on this? And I don't really want to. And this is where I just got to tell my brain to just shut up and turn it off. I don't know more than the sports books. I'm not smarter than they are. There's going to be some plays where maybe it looks like, yeah, you know what, it should have been like that. It was an easy read. But I'm going to go over here to Bookmaker and grab this. Flag on the play. It's the Dolphins are entering the red zone, but all the linemen for the Dolphins are saying it's on Washington. So I'm going to go with Chase Brown first, and I will bet Freiermuth. I will bet it. So we're going the under on his receptions, and I'm just going to go in, though, for $100. So if you ever feel like a play, you're not super confident, just go for a lower dollar amount. Maybe just keep this to 1 unit. So we'll grab this on Chase. And I'm going to bet this into a sharp book. I got it at plus 108 odds, so I'm excited about that. I will bet them youth. I will do that. What about Judkins? Can't get this anywhere else other than Hard Rock. So this is a Hard Rock only play. Rashee Rice, under on his catches. Again, plus 130 is a little further out there, so not really. Bogdanovich over 8.5 points. Someone's got $4,000 up on this play. Crazy. Nice run from Ollie Gordon, and the Dolphins are inside the 8-yard line. Let's go Dolphins. Just going to match it right now. Boom, boom. We will maybe try to see if we can get a couple live bets on this, guys. I obviously normally like live betting a lot of unders. So over 8.5 minus 125. We can get this at minus 130 on FanDuel. And guys, whenever FanDuel's only like 5 cents off to Fanatics, I can get in on that. Clippers Celtics. This is the first game that's being played today. So we're looking for Bogdanovich over 8.5 points. This is just his main line. And we're looking at over 8.5 at 130. Someone's got this for $4,000. Ollie Gordon, nice run on first down. Okay, so what can we get on this? 260 is what they'll let me bet. I'll bet 150 on this one. There we go. I'll share the link here with you guys if that's a little bit quicker at all. Free bet on ESPN. Any decent parlays, Ken? I would say take Chase Brown under 3.5 catches. And then I would say, let me add this here on Bogdanovich. And then who else? Let's see. Did this Muth play just disappear? Looks like it did. Interesting. Chase Brown under 3.5 catches. We can go and throw some long shots up there. Achane up the middle. Looks like he's going to be short, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. You got to imagine the Dolphins are going to go for it. They're 3-7. Romeo Doubs under 49.5 receiving yards. Packers, Giants. You can get this on DraftKings at -110. Somebody wants this at -110. They put up $3,700. It seems to be really, a little too far off maybe for props builder at -119. This is a very good play on DraftKings. Props builder, it's kind of like, it's kind of a far stretch. Usually I like to go within 5 to 8 cents. This is 9 cents. I'm willing to kind of just stretch it once more and say, okay. 3rd and goal for the Dolphins. As they run this ball, they're not going to get it. What a surprise. So now it's 4th and goal at the 2. I would imagine you go for it here. If you don't get it, then you just back the Commanders up. And a nice stop by the Commanders defense. Pretty uninspiring run there. They try to do the fake little whoop, whoop. Like, buddy, nobody's really buying that one. Over under on receiving yards for Dobbs. So I'm just going to go over to Bet Online on the Props Builder site here, guys. And grab this. I'll grab it for a lower amount. I'm just going to bet to win $100. So we get Romeo there. A lot of good plays, though, on Props Builder thus far for the NFL. It says 120, so I'll just put it there. 4th and goal. Here we go. Shotgun formation, 4th and goal from the 2. Spread it out. And it's incomplete. Absolutely just terrible. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong for me. Great, nice drive from the Dolphins, and it stalls at the 2-yard line because you run it 3 straight times and then throw it from the shotgun. But a really good play there by Bobby Wagner. Really good play. No doubt about that, Wilbo. No doubt about that. All right, so to give you just a quick idea here, Ken, if we throw on ESPN, and guys, make sure that ESPN bet's going bye-bye by the end of this month, so you want to make sure you take advantage of it. All right, so Kamani Vidal to score a touchdown looks really, really good. And that's not all that crazy of a play. And then maybe if you pair that with DK Metcalf. So DK over to score a touchdown, Kamani Vidal to score a touchdown, which I'd love to grab this Vidal play since we're on it right now. We can grab this at FanDuel as well, guys. This looks really good. I'm just going to log in. I'm interested to see. I am limited on ESPN Bet, but this is like one of the most popular markets out there. So how much will they let me bet? Chargers, Jags. This is one of the earlier games. And this is on ESPN Bet or FanDuel. So this is just anytime touchdown scores. They're telling me to bet like $300 on this. I can only bet $69. Okay. So I'll bet $69 over here on ESPN Bet. Let me share the link here with you guys if you want to grab this. But I'd like a little more, naturally. So we can go over to FanDuel and grab this. And I don't think that ESPN Bet, guys, is all that sharp. So when you can see, again, another green light indicator why I like a play like this. When FanDuel and ESPN have the same pricing for this player, I would love to grab that. So I'm in for 69. We'll just throw in $100 here on Vidal. So I'll go in for 169. Okay, there we go. So I'll just put this under one sports book since I'm in for $169 because it's all the same price, so I don't really care. Islanders on the puck line. Ooh, that looked really good, and then it just moved. Damn. So, yeah, I would go with Kamani Vidal and then also DK Metcalf. For sure, DK. The passing defense of the Bengals is the defense just sucks. So I can definitely get behind a DK anytime touchdown. I could probably bet the same amount, $69? Yeah, 69. Okay, well, that's in. I'm in for $69 here on DK. So now I need the Dolphins to get a stop here, at least for me. Ooh, they jump off sides? Looks like they might have jumped off sides. All right, so there we go. It's false start. I don't know how further back they can get back against the line of scrimmage, but we'll see. There's a couple ideas, though, for you, Ken. Hopefully that can help out a little bit. Let's go back to the sharp money tool and see. Obviously, we have a lot of NFL right now, guys. There's a lot going on. So Judkins, we talked about this. This is just a plus EV play you can't get anywhere else. Rico, dude, do you really want? I don't really want to bet an under on Rico. Is this on Onyx? No way. If it's on Onyx, it should be on FanDuel. Obviously, guys, there are quite a bit of times, I would say more than half of the time, that on Onyx, sometimes you go to bet a play and then the line moves. But I guess I'm willing to have a little faith. I really don't want to bet the under on Rico. He's just had such a great season. Other than Jonathan Taylor, he's rushed for the most yards in the league since, I think, it's one of the early weeks. But he's been incredible. Rico under 80. Yeah, there's 84.5. So this is a stale line. Not really surprising. I'm just going to hide this bet. Because there's really nowhere else that you can get this price at. So just hide this specific bet. But you can get his under 85.5 at DraftKings. Someone has this. Well, hold on. I saw Mariota in the back of the end zone. And oh, that's a terrible call. He was already out of bounds. If they're actually going to call that a flag because he pushed him out of bounds and he's already out of bounds. Yeah, McDaniel's just losing his mind right now. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it looked like to me that he was already out of bounds. It was way over his head, so it's an incomplete pass. It shouldn't be a flag because it's not like they pushed him. Officiating here, you think any of the officials got it on? Like, he did tackle him right before, but that ball wasn't even going to be close to being caught. 85.5. Yeah, DraftKings Fanatics, guys, if you see lines, like another indicator here, DraftKings and Fanatics have the same price. Fanatics is one of the easiest sports books to make money on. Go grab that under. I know it's not an exciting thing to bet the under on Rico, but it can happen. It definitely can. Noah Fant, under 2.5 catches. Plus 130 odds. Okay. FanDuel, I don't mind that. $2,500. The best play is at Hard Rock. But outside of Hard Rock, I would say, man, I'm just too preoccupied with this game. What a terrible job by the Dolphins defense. I would go grab this on FanDuel right now. Noah Fant under 2.5 catches. Steelers don't do a very good job defending the tight end position, to be fair. But it's still, this is a very good play. It's very close to Hard Rock's odds. So Noah Fant under 2.5. Again, I'll just go in for 100 spot here. Nothing too crazy because I don't. While this is a very good play, I don't like the fact that just the Steelers defense doesn't defend the tight end position well at all. I might be costing myself a lot of money here. We'll have to see. No problem, Ken. No problem. Gold says, new to middles. Would you take any 1 point yard difference spread middles? Does it depend? I mean, it definitely depends. If you're talking about a 1 goal difference in a soccer or a hockey game, that's massive EV. That's a massive crush compared to a yard, right? Yards in football, it's a very wide distribution. Now if it's like assists in the NBA, you have a higher chance of hitting that. If it's between 5.5 and 6.5, you have a good chance of hitting that. If it's points, then it's a wider distribution. So depending on your market and what you're betting into, there's different distributions, right? If you can get 1 point right now of a difference in a basketball game, it's okay. So, but it's always worth betting just because you never know. It could definitely happen. It could easily happen. So, all right, we're gonna go over to the EV tool, guys. We spent quite a bit of time on the sharp money tool, and I want to show we're gonna look at anytime goal scorers. We're gonna look at anytime touchdowns. So here's anytime touchdowns. It's plus minus 150 range, right? For those of you that want to copy this, plus minus 150, 1% EV. We're devigging the pinnacle. You could use additive. I like using worst case. And here we go. So we just talked about Kamani Vidal. You could bet at ESPN Bet, Bovada, FanDuel. It looks really good. Really, really good. There you go, Nito. Speaking of middle, nice to hear that. Nice to hear that, man. I hit on the first quarter over 5.5, under 6.5, ended in 6. I'm guessing because the guy missed the extra point. Mariota, I just saw the replay of Mariota just spinning around and saying, fuck it, I'll just chuck it. I'll just chuck it over here. Like, who cares? I know when he's desperate, he's just like, whatever, but he just spun around, just threw it over his head. And he got it out of bounds, which was insane. But if Mariota's hurt, I can't imagine. It doesn't look like I don't know. We'll see. It could be big. I don't normally bet unders, guys, when I bet under touchdowns. DeAndre Swift, I would bet this if I had a no vig account. Anything that's really above plus 140 is good. I'm going to go over to Bookmaker right now and bet this. Kind of like anytime goals. The one thing I'll say that I've had a lot of success on this year, guys, is really the popular markets. Anytime home runs in baseball, anytime goal scorers in hockey, anytime touchdowns in football. This is definitely markets that on FanDuel I've definitely identified. You could call it maybe luck, but it's definitely went well. Really, really well. Okay. So we're looking for Swift, anytime TD. And not first touchdown, anytime score. There we go. I normally don't bet. Wow, man, they're taking almost $7,000. Bookmaker is. That's a lot of dough. That's a lot. Didn't realize that Bookmaker was taking almost $7,000 on anytime touchdown scores, which is way more than Pinnacle's limit. But I'm still willing to kind of get frisky and just throw a little something on here. Throw in a 125 spot and see what happens. It's not like I'm betting an egregious amount of money here for my bankroll, so I'm not risking too much. Remember, guys, no matter how much you love a play, never go beyond your means. Always keep it within a 1 to 3%, 1 to 3 units of your bankroll. 1 to 3%. It's very important. Rico to score. This is a lower edge play. I probably wouldn't go after this play. It's a little too low for my liking. Outside of that, we'll do one quick refresh. Okay. So Vidal, DeAndre Swift, we're banking on the running backs, which is always a good bet. Let's come over here and take a look at the NHL. Not many games going on in the NHL. Also, my Penguins were playing. They were up 3-0 after the end of the first period. Still 3-0 with 5.5 left. Please don't blow the third period lead, Pittsburgh. Just please don't do it. Let's go over to my save filters. We'll come down here to NHL anytime goal scores. Not that many games going on. Lehkonen looks really, really good. So grab this over at FanDuel. Plus 210 odds. Colorado. Okay. I like that. Looks really, really good. That's not till tonight. Netchus, same game. What else do we got? 150. Yeah, it's kind of low edge. I wouldn't go after that. Okay. All right, so we got some plays there. What's going on? Irish. 2 field goals, Nino. Gotcha. Can you why I can't see circa NHL goals? I have them selected. I would say you just want to make sure, when we're up here, when you're looking at this whole thing, right? You want to make sure that not only do you have them selected, just make sure that when you go in your excluded books, Irish, right? When you go to excluded books, that, when you type in circa, make sure that, the one that doesn't have a check mark is what you want. If it has a check mark, you're not going to be able to see it, but make sure it doesn't have a check. Only other thing I'd say, Irish, log out and log back in to your book. Because if I can see it, obviously, then you can see it as well. So, for sure. All right, let's look at what else we got going on here. So, Lehkonen would be the one that we definitely like. Man, the Dolphins looks like they got pretty, I don't know. Washington's all fired up, but Mariota's going in the blue tent. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what else do we got here? Let's look at we looked at some player props. We can go through some more player props right now with just digging the Pinnacle. And we're going to use Pinnacle. We'll use worst case, and we can look for some more maybe NFL props. One thing I want to do really quick. I do want to do this because I want to make sure I try to hit up all the sports. Let's go to college for bookmaker for today. Any college hoops plays, guys? If you're interested in any college hoops, let's see what we have going on. A lot of Bet 105, which means they disagree with Pinnacle, which is interesting. Cleveland State, Radford, Ballybet. Pinnacle's not. Yeah, this is okay, even though it's lower liquidity. Plus 10. We got any movement here? Oh, yeah, bookmaker just moved. Ooh, that's what I'm looking for. They went from minus 130 to minus 138. Small movement, but if you can get this over at Ballybet, guys, Bet Rivers, any Canby Sportsbook, really, this looks decent. This is at 12:30 today. So I'm going to go over to Bet Rivers right now. I'm going to take Cleveland State plus 10. Their wins were fraudulent, Anton? I mean, I don't know. Did they beat the Bills last week? I don't know. How was that frauds? I mean, and it's not like they just barely beat the Bills either. Like, they beat them pretty handily. Like, normally when a team comes off a big win, they normally shit the bed the next week. But unless you're a Bills fan and you're just salty, but if memory serves me correct, you're a Ravens fan. Or Commander. I can't remember if you're a Commanders or Ravens fan. Can't remember. All right, so we're looking at Cleveland State plus 10. Smaller college basketball. This moved to minus 117. Again, a 2-cent movement, guys. I'm fine because bookmaker just moved quite a bit. So I'm going to go in, see if I can go in for about 125 on this spread. There we go. All right, I'm in on that with Bet Rivers. So there we go. Not going to bet a ton on this, guys. There isn't a ton of liquidity in these markets, but it does look like a movement that I want to go after. FanDuel, Onyx, Colorado State against Loyola Chicago. Over 153.5. Okay. Still looks pretty good. It's almost a low hold. Not quite, but it looks very, very good. Pinnacle and bookmaker have been chilling down here, so I'm totally fine with betting this over on FanDuel. We're looking at Colorado State. And the main line's at 150. So here's one other thing, guys, I will recommend. The main line is at 150.5. So when we pull this play up, I got you. They're not quite cross midfield. Whoa, Tua takes a shot deep into double coverage. Dude, that should have been a pick. What a terrible. Threw into just double coverage, just chucked it. When you see a play like this, guys, minus 110 on FanDuel, Pinnacle's at minus 120, bookmakers on the over 151. Like, this is just go bet the main line. Take the easier play here with Colorado State. So how much? They probably only let me bet 110. No, they'll let me bet 264. I'm going to go in for a higher amount here. All day long. I'll share this link with you guys. Here it is. Could be an any given Sunday thing. But yeah, and now you think like, oh man, the Dolphins have won 2 in a row. They should be rolling. And they're kind of just barely, they're down by a touchdown. Achane gets about 3-4 yards, maybe. It'll be a third down. Mariota's still in the tent. I don't know. Maybe it looks like he's coming back. We'll have to see. Yeah, he gave the old heads up. Yeah, he's coming back. All right, so there we go. So this is another one, guys. When you're betting college basketball totals, they can be really kind of off, kind of like the WNBA. So, like, FanDuel's over 150.5. Bookmaker doesn't start their first option for you to place a bet until minus 133 on the over 151. So I take this over 150.5 all day long. That's kind of how I like to read that market. So I don't know if I put it in here or not. I didn't bet this one. So obviously, nice pickup there. Obviously, you could bet this over 153.5, but I would rather just take the easier leg. Sometimes that's where you open up the page. You kind of look where all the books are. That's why I like to just go through and scan these plays myself instead of just trusting like this looks good, but let's just take another look. That's something you just kind of get a feel for and a sense for the more that you start positive EV betting, guys, using this software, is that if they like this play here and bookmakers at minus 102, you could see FanDuel just move 4 cents because we got 4 cents of CLV there. You could kind of tell they just moved it to minus 115 now on the over 115.5. We just bet it at minus 110. So that's a confirmation that we made a really good decision with that play. For any of my Fliff users, Valparaiso, minus 5.5. Looks really good. It's good to Pinnacle. It's good to Bookmaker. I would grab this over on Fliff. If we can get it at minus 120 on FanDuel, I would say it's only a 1.25 edge. So not enough. But for Fliff, definitely grab that for sure. All right. And then I would say that's where we'll kind of pause for the moment for college hoops. Just wanted to give it a little bit of love. Just a little bit of love. All right. Let's go back over here. Let's take a look at the NFL. I'll pull up all player prop markets here for positive EV. Try running another screen on 2nd and 4. Uh-oh. He got some space. And the Dolphins are back inside, almost inside the red zone again. Just teasing me. If you guys don't know why I'm paying so much attention to this, is because I have them minus 2.5. So we definitely need a touchdown just to kind of get back into things. If the Dolphins can get a touchdown here, what I will say is the minus 2.5, I have a lot more confidence in it because you got to think they're either going to win or lose by a field goal. There's a higher chance that can happen. So let's look at some player props. DVigging this just to pinnacle. Worst case, date range today. And let's keep this odds range at minus 150 to plus 130. Kind of tighten this up a little bit. Percentages, let's go with anything with 5% edge. 5% and higher. Okay. Now, what you're going to notice sometimes, guys, is we do have NBA player props up here. And, I do think FanDuel's very sharp. So, we got to take this with a grain of salt sometimes, depending on what book moved. Anyone that has Bovada, I think you're going to have a great time here. Bookmaker, FanDuel agree. Pinnacle's the least bullish, but you can get this over. I don't know about this. Never mind. I'm looking at the over. Let's look at some movement here. So this isn't maybe a little bit of movement from Bookmaker. This is just a difference of opinion here. But the fact that Pinnacle has the same odds as Hard Rock, tough to say on this one. I don't know how I feel about this. Because Pinnacle has the same odds as Hard Rock, but then you could say, well, FanDuel and Bookmaker have the same odds as Fanatics, and these are two really soft books. So I would probably I would ignore that one. Even if it is a high EV edge play, guys, you could go with it, but I'm just going to ignore it. Royce O'Neal over 3.5 assists. Yeah, I mean, Pinnacle's moving up a bit, which is nice to see, but I just don't know how really I feel about that one. Oh, Anton, not at all, man. No, not at all. Listen. I have plenty of bets that win and plenty of bets that lose. Dolphins could go, miss the field goal. Commanders could go down and get another touchdown. Don't worry about it. Or on that game, don't worry about that at all. Jalen Johnson. Early in the morning, I don't mind going after FanDuel, but you could see, man, Pinnacle is starting to agree more with FanDuel because they were at minus 101. They're now up to plus 123. So, yeah, here's what I'm going to do right now because I do trust a little bit more in FanDuel on their NBA player props. Let's just click off of basketball. Let's go to football and hockey. Adam Fox, this is parlay play, Sportsino. Talked about Flacco. Definitely like that play. Over 39.5. I don't mind that at all. Player points. Braden Bowman. Cannon, this is another one I would say you could go after on ESPN Bet. This is almost a low hold. Almost a low hold. Here we go, Lily. Need two more? So let's take a look at this over real quick. This is for hockey, Knights and the Wild. Okay, so kind of a couple things here I like about this. Some confirmation. I mean, Pinnacle moved 7.5 hours ago, 8 hours ago. So this was a while back. But you can see that FanDuel is now also following that same movement much later, but they are following it. So this is where, if you're ESPN Bet, I just bet this all day long. A hockey prop here, which I don't know. See what we can get here. This is player points on Braden Bowman. He plays for the Knights. We're just looking for him to get one. 1st and 10. Ball's at the 20. We'll see what happens here. Little pop pass. Terrible. They lose so. Oh, dude. Wow. Wow, dude. Only Devon Achane can take a 6-yard loss and turn it into an 8-yard gain. This play was dead in the water, bro. Dead. And then he just moves, dude. He motors. Unbelievable. Man, that guy is special. So Bowman over 1.5. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing here. Player points, right? Yeah, move to plus 105. I'm already late to the party. Dude, I'm so late because I'm watching footballs. Uh, dude, that was incredible. Harold Fannin over 4.5 catches. Possibly decent over here at Bookmaker at plus 136. Bookmaker is a sharp book, no doubt about that. But, okay. Plus 137, something maybe that I would be interested in. But Hard Rock's moved a lot within the last couple of hours. But I'm kind of okay going after this on Bookmaker because at plus 136, it's still what? It's 2.5% edge. It's okay. I'll go in for $100. First and goal for the Dolphins. Here we go again. You got to imagine, guys. Also, when you're live betting this, if McDaniel went for it from fourth and goal at the 2, they're inside. They're at the 9. If they get it inside, you know they're going to go for it. Incomplete pass on first down, right? So you got to think like if they went for it. Now, if they keep this at fourth and goal, if it's fourth and goal at the 9-yard line, probably going to kick the field goal. But you got to imagine at this point of the game, if they do, because they still need a touchdown. They're still going to need a touchdown. The only reason you kick the field goal here if it's fourth and goal at the 9 is if you can hold the Commanders to a field goal, then you still need the touchdown. But just something to think about, guys. If you watch this game and you saw McDaniel go for it before, you got to imagine if they get this ball inside the 5-yard line, they're going to go for it again. And so when you're live betting, these are just little things that you want to look for. So again, Achane's down at the 2-yard line. So knowing this now, it's third and goal, they're going to go for it again if they don't get it on third down. So this is where, if you can get a Dolphins spread at a decent number and you believe in their offense, looks good, right? But if you think that the Commanders' defense is going to stand up, just little things to look for. And so just always want to mention that, guys. When you're watching the game, you can definitely find some certain spots where if you've seen a coach in a spot before earlier do it, they're going to do it now because it's later in the game. So third and goal from the 2. Need the Fins, baby. Ollie Gordon up the middle. He gets in. Let's go. Now, the only thing we definitely need for our spread is we need this extra point to go through. If it don't go through, we in trouble. Michael Penix Jr. on Fanatics. I like to quickly peruse this, guys, just to see what's what. Minus 120. No, but can we get this anywhere else? Not really. I still got to get this Harold Fannin bet in. I've totally missed it. Let's go back up to the top here and refresh. And we've been looking at NFL props for a little bit. So let me go over to basketball. Let me see. Golf vulture by Ollie. And the extra point is good. All right, that's good. So now we're minus 2.5. I mean, the Dolphins could still lose this game, but it's a higher chance now that it's going to be a field goal. It's going to come down to a field goal either way. Let's look at FanDuel. And we're going to finish up the stream, guys, just focusing on NBA player props and seeing what we got here. Okay. So Cleveland, Baltimore. I want to make sure I get that Harold Fannin bet in. What do we got here? Player points. This is the first game today, guys. So this is the early game. This is the one where I'd say, okay, minus 152. They disagree here with Pinnacle. Let's see if FanDuel's moved at all. Not really. Pinnacle's moving away from Hard Rock a little bit. Obviously, you could bet this on Hard Rock, have a good time. Honestly, I was looking to see if Bet 105 was offering an option there because I really wanted to bet this on Bet 105. Harden over on assists. That's never a bad play. I can get this on 4CX at plus 129, which is an exchange, or I can get this at Bet 105. So getting this at plus 129 is still about a 7% EV edge play. Let's look at the movement here on the over. What's going on here? All right, we're going to get that Harold Fannin play. So a little movement downward by FanDuel. Bookmaker. You can see Bovada's moving up quite a bit, but man, Bovada is just so easy to beat. I'm going to go over to Bet 105, guys, and throw some money down on this. They copy Pinnacle's odds. Now, they don't always copy it exactly the same, but it's pretty close. And here it's plus 129, which is still, by this account, a 7% edge. When it comes down to this, guys, is a lot of times, let me kind of break this down for you guys. For, we just talked about OddsJam unveiling the custom EV formula, right? And we talked a lot about in my video that we dropped on OddsJam about how it's great to have multiple sports books paired together. Well, the thing here is that if you believe that one sports book is very sharp on one sport or one specific market, like I believe how FanDuel is on NBA player props, then the custom EV formula here is not going to serve you well, because if you pair 60% FanDuel and 30% and 40% Pinnacle, this play is not going to show up, right? But if you have belief that FanDuel is very strong, then this is still a very viable strategy, because we want to go after this. And this is where I want to attack Pinnacle. So we're looking at the Clippers game. Harden to get 10 assists. I love going overs on Harden because the dude can fill it up with assists. And I don't know if I'm going to bet the recommended bet size here because that's a little tall for me. But again, I'll go in for let's go in for 200. Pretty good. Not a bad return. Commanders get the ball at the 30. And so we're going to go in for $200 at 129 odds at bet 105. All right, there we go. Let's refresh the page quickly, and let's see what else we have. Vooch, $150 over here on No Vig. No problem with that, guys. Go after that all day long. Only $150. I don't mind it. We can look at the over and see if there's any movement, though, from the sharp books. That might change my opinion. Got Ollie on the bench, Irish. Wife says start A-Chan. I put my money on his TD today. There you go. Okay. I'm okay with this. This is fine. No problem at all with Vooch. Low liquidity on No Vig. Go grab that. First and 10. Nice opening run here for the Commanders. They're going to pick up a first down. Krosky Merritt. Champagny under on his threes. Okay. What's going on here? Pinnacle's moving off, dropping. They're trying to get closer to FanDuel's odds because, yeah, that's not as great. I can get this at bet 105 at plus 104 odds, but at plus 104, it's only a 2% edge. Not quite enough, guys. Also, there's a lot of opportunities out there today. A lot of things going on with the NBA, the NFL, the NHL. So, if you can still make sure you keep that threshold above 3%, because there's a lot of opportunities you don't really want to have to drop below. This is a Hard Rock only play, unfortunately, with Horford. John Collins, there's only $40 here. This is an ARB to FanDuel, guys. Bet the over 13.5 points on No Vig. Hopefully it's going to be Harden giving him the dish while he puts in and finishes off the play. So, yeah, that's a great play on John Collins for $40. Again, guys, when you see these No Vig Profit X plays that are under like $150, these are automatic smashes for me, because I don't really believe a professional sharp sports bettor is trying to dangle $150 of liquidity to try to bait us in. I don't really see that. Here we go. Got some DraftKings plays. Herter over 3.5 rebounds. Very good to Pinnacle, or very good to Bookmaker and to FanDuel. DraftKings has been moving quite a bit, so that would be a little bit of a concern, but it's a low hold to FanDuel. And then, or you could do his rebounds and assists at the over 6.5. Obviously, you have a little insurance here. I mean, I don't know which one you'd rather go with here. It's pretty much the same damn thing. But again, FanDuel, see if DraftKings is moving in that same direction. Little screen pass to Debo on 2nd and 6 makes it now about 3rd and 9. Dolphins get a stop here. They're going to be punting the football. Yeah, DraftKings is moving a ton. I don't like seeing the book that we're betting, or that we're going to be placing the bet on. I don't like seeing the movement from that book. So maybe just stay away from Herter in general. Harden over on his PRA, never a bad idea, though it looks like that play just moved. Again, the Steph Curry play, the Trey Jones play, these are all under $100, guys. Go after these plays on No Vig. Big 3rd and 9 coming up for my fish. Come on, Fins, let's go, man. Let's go. Blitz, Mariota runs. He can run, man. He's got wheels, and of course he picked. Dude, I love how they send the blitz. He picks up like 40 yards with his legs. I don't know, maybe don't send the blitz to his strong side where he can roll out and just naturally roll to his right side. Like, maybe don't send the blitz there. They overload it, and then he just naturally rolls right, and then he's, he can run, dude. He's an awesome athlete, even if he's been playing the league for over 10 years. Now, if you're the Finns, I gotta hope they hold him to a field goal. Yeah, we talked about the Bogdanovich over. Obviously, you're being told to bet his under right now. We bet his over 8.5 at FanDuel, and that's not working out too well for us. Not well at all, because it moved to minus 113. Commander's been putting together some really good drives, and you got to think, other than the last one where they got held up, you got to think that they're going to punch this in for 6. All right, guys, let's see. Let me go back over the DFS to kind of finish up on DFS. I want to make sure I show a little love for the DFS guys. So for PrizePicks 3-man entries, yeah, Zach Ertz. I mean, Mariota loves throwing the ball to Zach Ertz. No doubt about that. So 3-man power entries. Let's throw this in for 3. You obviously can bet live if you want to, guys. 2nd and 8. They run the ball. It's going to be interesting here if they don't pick up the first down, as long as it's like a 4th and 2 or longer, if they decide to go for it. But we have about a 3rd, maybe 3 coming up. Jacoby Myers, under 4.5 receptions. It's not, I mean, it's a better price than Pinnacle, but it's not incredible. Franz, 10 cents off. That's fine. It's okay. The Giddy play, it's okay. It's actually 3rd and 2 right now. Interesting formation here for the Commanders. And they pick up the first. Got to imagine the Dolphins defense might be a little gassed at this point. And someone from the Dolphins defense is limping right now off the field. They're banged up for sure. Yeah, I don't care about the McCaffrey. Yeah, there's not much here on PrizePicks that I really like. I really can't go ahead and say, man, let's go bet this right now, because I just don't like any of it. All right, we got 1st and goal for the Manders. So we're looking over here on Underdog. We're throwing 3 minimum data points. Handoff up the middle. He gets about a yard or 2. But the fact that Mariota can run this ball is such an advantage right here, where they can do that kind of read option. And, all right, let's see what we got. Yeah, no. Okay, we're going to move on here. There's not much here I really like at all from Underdog. There's nothing at the moment that gets me like, oh, yeah, let's do this. All right, so we got 2nd and goal at, the 5, we'd say, maybe the 4.5. It feels like they're going to punch it in. Oh, yeah. 3rd and goal at the 1 or the 2. Yeah, at this point, it's just advantage offense. Okay. So, Underdog, not much. Dolphins tie the game, and then immediately looks like they're going to give up the go-ahead touchdown. Better 3-man entries. Flacco, yes, over 38.5. We like that. We talked about Rodgers. We already bet his under on his passing yards. I'm in on that. If you want to take Flacco, I'd rather take the over on a passing attempts than maybe the passing yards, guys. But obviously, yards is by. There's just a more distribution. There's a wider distribution. When you're looking at these 2 plays on Flacco, less distribution possibly on his passing attempts than passing yards. So I'd rather go with the passing attempts than passing yards if I was going to take one or the other. Under on Rodgers yards, fine by that. And then Carrington under 4.5 rebounds. That's good. I'm good with that. 14 cents off. It's fine. For Fliff users, we talked about Valpo earlier, minus 5.5 for college basketball today. That looked really good. The under 41.5 live betting, you could look for that. Yeah, I mean, the Commanders under 20.5 points, you're just banking on they're not going to score again. But this looks incredible for live betting because FanDuel's at minus 215. Yeah, the minus 3.5, though. Interesting. Okay. So you got some different plays here for Fliff when it comes to live betting. But then if it's not live, There's not much else I would say I'm particularly interested in. Yeah, Irish for the pick 6. For the boosts. For the NFL. Cam Ward is okay. I'm fine with Cam Ward. Christian Watson under 2.5 catches. And then, yeah, ETN. ETN's fine. So these 3 plays right here. Over on Cam Ward passing attempts, under on Watson receptions, under on ETN's rushing yards. That would be what I'd play for a 3-pick slip for a boost. If you had to add a 4th pick to this, Stafford over on receiving yards. Pay attention, though. If Devontae Adams isn't playing, then I don't like the Stafford play as much. But if Adams is playing, I definitely like this. Yeah, that's what I would go with. Those would be the picks there. All right, guys, I got to run. But hopefully you guys were able to find some value. Tune in the stream. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. If nothing else, guys, let's go Dolphins and have yourselves a wonderful